Forrest. So tell me about the hot topics in the next gen utility business.
So, Jen, it's interesting. I probably would have had a little bit more confidence in talking about these topics a couple of months ago. I have to say that a lot of these things are probably going to look a little bit different a year from now because we've seen a little bit of a pullback in some of the things that the utilities that we've been working with our clients over the last couple of years. But uh, assuming that things don't change too much and that some of the utilities are still able to kind of stay on the track that they were before, we've seen a lot of activity, both in terms of the clients that we work with and also what's been happening across North America and internationally in and around the development of the distributed systems platform
Hmm.
in New York. And along with that is this transition to what a lot of people are calling the distribution system operator model. We see that here in North America, but we also see it to a very significant extent in the UK, in Europe, and now even in Australia. So that is one of the big trends that we see. And over the last couple of years at Distributech, we've had an increased level of activity in and around that topic. So that's something that I'm very hopeful we'll get to see again this year. Another one is there is this massive shift in the supply portfolio for clean energy, but also in the integration of distributed energy resources on the distribution network. And we're going to have a lot of activity along those lines across the rest of the tracks in Distributech. But in particular for us, it's how do utilities set up these mechanisms for developers and customers and other people who want to participate in the electric power system with their DERs. And in particular, how can we set up the market mechanisms to commercialize and monetize a lot of those resources? So that's another thing that I hope that we see more of on this next gen utility business track. Really, how do people make money? The business model is probably a little bit of an overused term these days, but
Mm-hmm.
certainly I think there are more and more people that want to come to a marketplace and try to figure out how that they can derive value from the resources that they're investing in. Along with that, and this is something that our company does quite a bit of, there's a very important regulatory aspect to setting up those mechanisms in those markets. And I won't be surprised if that actually takes a little longer to solve
Right.
than the technology questions or even the market questions. How do people get compensated? Who gets to play what role? What are the responsibilities that go along with that role? A lot of those things need to be decided by the regulatory community and the policies that are being set up in a lot of the states that we see. And then the last area that I think goes along with all of this to some extent is a real interest in trying to provide new products and services for traditional customers. So, not only the third parties that have things to bring to the marketplace, but utilities themselves trying to figure out if I have customers that are interested in vehicle electrification or using technology to take advantage of energy choices that they might have, what can I offer them? And what do I need to be able to do in order to make that available to my customers? So I would say those are probably the biggest ones that we see. Last year, we certainly saw a number of abstracts come in those areas, but I'm hopeful that we'll see a lot more interest in trying to push forward solving the business challenge that goes along with those things.
I love it. Well, I hope we get some abstracts on all of those topics. Thank you so much, Forrest.